I believed in God like I believed in the Tooth Fairy. When I rode invisible unicorns and searched for dragons, God was just another playmate. I prayed to him at night, and I would thank him for all the wonderful things in my life because that is what I was taught to do. I would ask him for things because I thought that if I thanked him enough, maybe he would keep my grandparents from dying and maybe help the world find peace and love. But then the Tooth Fairy had the same handwriting as my mom. And Santa would leave gifts with notes attached that had similar phrases as my dad would use. And then I saw the world. And all the mermaids and flying horses and innocence and God died on my outstretched fingers as I reached for something new. After that, my mother would try to get me to go to church. But I no longer wanted to go when there wasn't fairies and magic and God. I no longer wanted to go when he had been replaced by a book that told me I was already infested with sin before I was even born, like somebody had already infested the apple with worms. Why should I go to church when that's where religion is telling a whole population they're not right in the head for falling in love with someone who is the same sex as them? Why would I go there when they make promises about a God that's supposed to be all-loving, yet can't forgive a woman who was tempted by a snake 10,000 years ago? How can I believe in a God when he was just another Santa Claus to keep kids from hitting their sisters and complaining about their mother's meal? How can I believe in God when he was just another childhood story? But I want to believe in him. I want to believe that there is something, that I am being watched over, and that something believes in me so unconditionally. So this time, I'm reaching out tentatively with fingers that are still healing this time to something that probably doesn't even exist. But God, if you do, this time, please don't let me get burned. Thank you.